The Kansas City Chiefs are officially back on the field for week 2 of OTAs, running from Monday, June 2nd through Wednesday, June 4th. It's early for sure, but the momentum is already building as this team begins its pursuit of another Super Bowl. And if these first few OTA sessions are any indication, the depth and talent on this 2025 roster might be even better than expected. From breakout rookie performances to veterans trying to earn a roster spot, and even some early clarity on position battles, there's a lot to unpack. So let's not waste any more time. Let's dive into the biggest takeaways so far from Chiefs OTAs. Let's start with a player nobody can stop talking about, rookie wide receiver Jalen Royals. The 4th round pick out of Utah State has wasted no time making his presence felt. In fact, during Thursday's red zone drills, Chiefs reporter Matt McMullen called a leaping end zone grab from Royals his play of the day. According to Arrowhead Pride's Pete Sweeney, that specific portion of practice was focused entirely on red zone work. Royals only had one target with the first team offense, but he made it count, hauling in a touchdown from Patrick Mahomes. That's significant for a few reasons. First, Royals isn't even known primarily for contested catches. His reputation in college was built around shiftiness, route running, and yards after the catch. But if he's already showing red zone ability at the NFL level, that's a huge development for the Chiefs offense. Don't forget, Royals led all but one player in the nation with 15 receiving touchdowns in 2023, finishing second only to LSU's Brian Thomas Jr. His 2024 season was cut short by a foot injury, but he looks fully recovered and ready to contribute. What makes this even more impressive is how fast he's climbing the depth chart. Royals started OTAs working with the second team alongside Gardner Minshew, but by the end of the week, he was getting first team reps. That type of rise doesn't happen by accident. Now, part of this is due to Rashee Rice and Hollywood Brown being out, which created more opportunities, but Royals didn't waste a second of it. He showed out in front of the media on the final day of practice, and keep in mind, that's the only day reporters are allowed to watch, so if he stood out then, it likely means he'd been stacking good days all week long. We're still early in the offseason. These are voluntary workouts, and the pads aren't on yet, but make no mistake, Royals is making a strong case to be one of the biggest steals of the entire draft class if he keeps this momentum rolling into camp. Another guy we have to talk about might be a surprise to some fans, but it's Tyquan Thornton. Thornton was a 2nd round pick by the Patriots in 2022, but things never quite worked out in New England. He flashed a bit as a rookie with 22 catches for 247 yards and 2 touchdowns, but injuries and inconsistent quarterback play stalled his development. Last season, just 6 games and 4 catches for 47 yards. Fast forward to 2025, Thornton is now in Kansas City, and early signs suggest a fresh start may just be what he needed. Pete Sweeney noted that Thornton had 2 strong catches during Thursday OTA session and was everywhere on the field. He called him one of the standout performers that day, a major boost for a player who's fighting to stick on the roster. In college at Baylor, Thornton posted nearly 1,000 receiving yards and 10 touchdowns in his final season. That's what made him a 2nd round pick. The speed and raw talent are there. The question is whether he can finally put it together. Now let's be real. Thornton faces an uphill battle with Hollywood Brown, Rashee Rice, Jalen Royals, Xavier Worthy, and even Juju Smith-Schuster all competing for snaps. Thornton sits squarely on the roster bubble, but there's a silver lining. He's now catching passes from Patrick Mahomes, not Mac Jones or Bailey Zappi. The jump in quarterback play and offensive structure can't be overstated, and that kind of environment can absolutely unlock hidden potential. If Thornton continues to show consistency through training camp and preseason, he could very well force his way into the conversation. It's early, but this is exactly the kind of under-the-radar battle that makes OTAs worth watching. Another major storyline coming out of OTAs surrounds the offensive line, and in particular, 1st round draft pick Josh Simmons. The Chiefs selected Simmons out of Ohio State to address one of the most critical positions on the roster, left tackle. He's coming off a patellar tendon injury, which raised some concern about his availability early on, but so far, the reports are encouraging. Simmons hasn't participated in full team drills like 11 on 11 or 7 on 7 yet, but he's been fully involved in individual work and group warmups with the offensive line. That's a great sign this early into his recovery. Even Andy Reid was reportedly surprised by how much Simmons was able to do. And while it's not guaranteed that he'll participate in team drills before OTAs wrap up in mid-June, Reid has made it clear Simmons is expected to be ready for training camp in July. As for his chances of starting in week 1, it's sounding like it's leaning towards a yes. Simmons was drafted to be a long-term piece protecting Mahomes' blind side, and if he's healthy, he should get every opportunity to lock that role down. That said, there is competition. Jalen Moore is still in the mix and could open up camp as the starter, but Mahomes himself acknowledged the value of that battle, saying it will only make the group stronger, especially once the pads come on and the offensive line's up against a revamped defensive front featuring several new additions. The bottom line is this: Josh Simmons was brought in to be the guy at left tackle, and so far, everything is trending in that direction. These OTAs are already delivering some real insight into the Chiefs' offseason progress. Jalen Royals is making an early push to become the next weapon in Mahomes' arsenal. Tyquan Thornton is turning heads in what could be a career-reviving camp for him, and Josh Simmons looks well on his way to earning that starting left tackle role, which would be a huge win for both Mahomes and the entire offense. Yes, it's early, no pads, no full contact yet, but the foundation is being laid, and it's clear this team is coming into 2025 locked in. If you're excited to keep up with every step of this journey, make sure to leave a like, comment down below what you're looking forward to next, and if you made it this far and you haven't already, make sure you subscribe and you turn the notification bell on so you never miss a Chiefs video or any video at all. Let me know down below who you think the biggest breakout star is going to be on this roster, and I'll see y'all in the next one.